What's up, fight fans? You're tuning in to Global Fight Talk. I'm your host, Sav Maddox. This is your co-host, Dallas Owens. Got a lot to cover today. Some big fights, a lot of fights coming up. We're in bliss right now, especially with the NFL playoffs. Everything's kind of falling in at a good time. But first and
Depending
foremost,
on who you wanted to win the playoffs, some folks don't feel so great about it.
no, I definitely feel terrible as a Ravens fan. I'm kind of pissed. Especially because the team that beat my team lost to the Chiefs. So it's like
Ain't
it's
that
all
something, man?
yeah. But I'm happy to be watching playoff football, and like I said, a lot of good fights coming up, a lot of good fights this past weekend. But first and foremost, how you doing? What you got going on over there?
Man, okay, mixed bag, honestly. On one hand, I am kicking everybody's ass at Undisputed. Been winning and winning and winning online. I'm loving it. On the other hand, if y'all don't know, I have a little small farm out here, and we lost one of the herd matriarch. I have goats, I got pigs, got chickens, got cats, got dogs, got ferret, got tortoise, got all sorts of stuff, lizards. Anyway, the herd queen, because goats live in a matriarchal society, lead girl, our first goat, the one I love absolute most, ended up passing away on Monday, which is a mad bummer, and it's even more sad. I'll lift it back up here in a second, but it's even more sad because the reason she died, and this is just for informational purposes for people out there who don't know what it's like to live on a farm. Goats grieve sometimes so hard that they just die, and she lost her daughter around Christmas, and it's just been a slow, terrible, sad, depressing decline since then. And then Sunday night she gave up, and so we had to deal with that. So that was a terrible way to start the week. But on the other hand, again, Undisputed, also lots of good fights. Also, little sleep deprived, have not caught up from the Inoue fight, but getting there. But anyhow, where are you at? What are you up to lately?
I'm back in Oklahoma. First of all, condolences for your animals. I heard about that. A lot of different animals are literally dying of a broken heart, and that's super sad. And yeah. Again, condolences to y'all. I know y'all get through this though. Chin high, definitely praying for y'all. Yeah, I'm down here in Oklahoma, man. I'm happy to be back here. Having a good time. I just started training at a new gym down here. That's been great. I've been there twice. So shout out to the Outsiders MMA Club. Um, actually, Julia Alvia, a UFC fighter there, she greeted me there. She was very nice to me. Asked me about my background and shared a little bit about hers. She was very welcoming. She's getting ready to fight, I believe, the day after Valentine's Day. So she's like straight up in camp, and she was in there. The 2 sessions I went in there, she was in there grinding, and I mean straight up hard sparring, squabbing, working on technique, but also getting that cardio in. So big shout out to her, and good luck to her on her upcoming fight. Other than that, man, I definitely go after I catch up on that. Like I said, she's been locked in the camp, so I haven't really chopped it up with her past that. But maybe we can get her on the program in the future.
Yeah, it's about to be weight cut week, so you may as well just write this week off. Maybe catch her after her fight or something.
Yeah, definitely want to. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, big shout out to her. Big shout out to the Outsiders MMA Club. Definitely got some good work in there with the 2 sessions I've been. Definitely gonna be back there soon. But yeah, other than
That's
that,
awesome.
same old, working, chilling. Happy to be here.
Of course.
We can jump into these fights though. The first one, obviously, Naoya Inoue and Ye Joon Kim. You woke up at what time to watch this?
Well, okay, so I had my alarm set for 3 o'clock a.m. Central Time here in Texas, and ended up waking up at 2:30, not being able to breathe. I have asthma. Woke up not being able to breathe, but luckily, turns out I didn't set my alarm for 3. So I was like, well, I'm up. May as well get a quick game in on Undisputed and start watching these fights. Now, it was advertised to start at 3 a.m. Central, and I basically watched a bird's eye view of the arena with no audio for like 45 minutes before they decided to start actually putting a production to ESPN Plus or whatever. but it was more or less just the main and the co-main. The co-main was Shoki Sakai and Jin Sasaki, and it was a fun fight. Jin Sasaki is like up and coming welterweight. He's got a ton of power. He's got a lot of holes in his game, like a lot of holes in his game, and he's fighting Shoki Sakai, who's this like grizzled veteran, can't get him out of there, never been knocked out, and super tough. Overall, I think it was a pretty good showing from Jin Sasaki. Like Shoki Sakai pretty much made the guy get into his bag in a couple of ways. He had to make some adjustments. One thing he didn't adjust for was uppercuts. I noticed in one of the rounds, I saw him eat 15 unanswered uppercuts in about 20-second interval. I was like, man, you got to make an adjustment for that uppercut.
Yeah.
After that, intermittently, probably another 20, 25 for the next 3 or 4 rounds. It was ridiculous, but dude's got a chin, obviously. Did not even get wobbled from any of those myriad uppercuts that he ate. And he ended up looking more or less pretty good, won a pretty wide decision, and then proceeded to call out every champion in the welterweight division. Mario Barrios, Boots Ennis, I think Stanionis was in there. And he wants to smoke. He wants to come and take all the belts. If I'm being honest, I don't think he's going to be able to come take all the belts, but he's got a ton of power, so he can knock anybody out if he catches them right. And he's just come forward nonstop, throwing punches. Really exciting style. So I welcome, like, please, Jin Sasaki, come on over here, fight all the champions. Hopefully you win a belt with somebody, but even if you don't, like, put on some shows because that's probably what he does best. But other than that, like, then you got Naoya Inoue, of course, Ye Joon Kim. Did you end up watching that fight at all?
I rewatched it, or I rewatched the highlights the next day. Didn't seem like it was too much controversy, too much drama in there. Pretty much just as the odds makers thought it would be a wash. Last minute fight, pretty one sided, got him out of there. Is that accurate?
That's pretty accurate. Yeah, pretty much the guy had nothing for him in a way. He was being really measured the first couple of rounds, like trying to kind of figure out the pace of everything. And like, you don't just want to go in there guns blazing on a late replacement dude who is strong. Another thing about Ye Joon Kim was he's extremely awkward and kind of his timing is odd. So like, in my mind there was this small, like tiny chance that because of his awkwardness, because of his power, and because of his timing being weird, he may cause a problem or something for Inoue. That was not the case, not even close. It was actually pretty funny. He started eating some shots early in the 4th round, and being the tough dude that he is, was like, "Come on, bring some more shots on." And then Inoue obliged him, and he got out of there. After he got popped, he's getting on his bike, but also he couldn't help but to be like, "Come on, come on." So he did that, and then he just walloped him, knocked him straight on his ass. And I don't know if he was rocked so much or if he was feeling a body shot from earlier. Once he hit the ground, you could tell he wasn't going to get up. But I mean, effort. It was freaking Naoya Inoue, pound for pound, top 3 probably, undisputed. And the dude went from no shots at a title to a shot at all 4 titles, which is massive for him. And so hopefully, in my mind, hopefully he learns a lot. I don't know how much you can learn from just getting your ass handed to you, but I'm sure he can watch the tape and see like, oh, there's a major hole, and close them up. I think he's probably, I don't know how popular he is in South Korea. I assume more popular than he is here. I think he could make a good career for himself if he just keeps going, don't give up. I mean, people get their shots too early and lose all the time, and then you just got to keep on going. I don't think he's that young. I think he's maybe like in his 30s, early 30s, but he seemed healthy. I think he's got a good long career in him. I think he's a late comer into the sport. But anyway, other than that, that was about the whole card. And then I went to work and was exhausted.
I was honestly super mind blown that you even woke up for that. And there's a lot of people that are like, "Oh, I did," and a lot of people are like, "Oh, I didn't." And you can always catch a fight on a different date or the next day. It's just these Japan cards, man. Like you said, they'll just fuck your whole sleep schedule up. And I'm just like, man, I got a lot going on right now. I can't even afford it to have my sleep schedule just upside down like that.
I was grateful it was on a Friday because generally speaking, like Inoue's
Yeah.
cards are on Tuesday mornings, and so I'm
Mhm.
waking up at 2:33, 3:30 on a Tuesday morning, and I've done that for every one of the fights he's had in Japan since he came to Las Vegas to fight Maloney or whatever. I can't help it. I have to see him. And I say Japan. I think he also had one in Manila.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's something about, to me, like seeing something as the rest of the world is seeing it. And I don't know if it like makes much of a difference to most people, but to me, seeing it as it's happening, it just means a little bit more.
Yeah.
Again, that's personal. I'm sure it looked just as cool later on during the day. But like I'm up, I'm watching it. I'm in solidarity with Japan, even though it's like the middle of their day or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know if I think it's or just a weird eccentricity of mine that I just have to wake up to watch these Japanese cards, or stay up
Yeah.
incredibly late to watch other cards, or wake up semi early, or don't eat lunch and just watch an English card. You know how it goes.
Eagle on the track.